On this episode of the Turnbuckle, we talk about some of the talking points that Tony Khan talked about on his media call yesterday at the time of this recording. Matt Cardona teases coming back to the WWE, and Tony Khan also talked about stripping Thunder Rosa of the AEW Women's Championship as well. Folks, it's time to hit an elbow drop into some wrestling news because it's time for the Turnbuckle. Khan was asked about CM Punk's status and whether he knew what Punk was going to say during his all-out press conference. He couldn't comment on either, but said he appreciated Punk's contributions. He couldn't comment on the investigation or, quote, the backstage aspect of anything regarding the Elite. Asked about FTR not being on Saturday's event as of now, Khan said he has a lot of talented wrestlers under contract and thinks there's more opportunity for more AEW and Ring of Honor content to help showcase them and others. He said, believe me, I tried in regard to an FTR vs. Briscoes match on AEW TV. He said a decision will be made about Ring of Honor's direction and future and TV future after next month's final battle. He remains bullish on Ring of Honor, citing recent title matches and their success on pay-per-view this year. He confirmed that the Owen Hart Foundation tournaments will return in 2023. Ring of Honor Women's Champion Mercedes Martinez was cleared to return from injury this past Wednesday. He said Saturday's show will end at, quote, a reasonable time and that it would be a tight wrestling show. He said Double or Nothing was laid out differently due to the Boston Celtics / Miami Heat NBA playoffs game 7, and with the show being on the West Coast. The finals of the World Title Eliminator Tournament were moved to this Wednesday in Chicago due to Ricky Starks' legitimate and undisclosed injury changing things. The Starks / Archer winner Friday will face Brian Cage on Saturday's buy-in show, and they are nearing a $1 million gate for Saturday's show. So a lot to talk about there. Namely, I really want to talk about the Ricky Starks situation, mainly because I'm really upset about that. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm really sad that Ricky Starks is injured, and apparently it was undisclosed, which means he didn't tell anyone, which isn't really... Has nobody learned from Bret Hart? Has nobody learned that that's probably not a good thing to be doing? You probably shouldn't be like, don't worry, I'm totally fine, because you can exacerbate the injury and make it worse? Like, that's not a good idea. So, bad on Ricky Starks is... Okay, I don't want to sit here and speculate that Ricky Starks literally went out of his way to not tell anybody that he was hurt. But I don't think it's a good idea. But undisclosed implies that he didn't... Undisclosed implies that no one knew about it. Undisclosed implies that it was kind of, like, kept under the radar. You know what I mean? So, they're nearing a $1 million gate. That's good. I'm glad to hear about that. He couldn't comment on the investigation of the backstage aspect of anything regarding the Elite. So he's still, you know, zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket about the whole AEW, man, about the whole Full Gear. What is happening? The brawl. He's still talking about, he's still saying that he can't mention anything about the brawl, even though the investigation is like fully over. So I don't necessarily know at this point, unless there's some sort of like legal situation that he's got going on with his lawyers. I don't really know like what he's talking about anymore. To be honest, I don't know what he's trying to like hide, because at first, okay, I was adamant that he wasn't saying anything due to legal situation, but now that it's pretty much dead and gone, it's kind of weird that he's still not talking about it. So I honestly have no idea what that is about, to be totally honest with you. The Owen Hart Foundation is, no, not the Owen Hart, the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, there we go, is coming back. That's good to know. I'm glad it wasn't like a whole Evolution, you know, the Women's Evolution pay-per-view thing where it was just sort of like a one and done and everyone's talking about it coming back, but like it's not really coming back at all. So I'm glad that that's actually making a return, so that's good. I mean, listen, a couple episodes ago, I did slag on the tournament, the World Title Eliminator Tournament, because Ricky, there was a lot of people in that tournament that you kind of just knew weren't going to win, you know. It seems like Bandito's going to win, you know, but I don't know, man. And, you know, Dante Martin and Ricky Starks, they're absolutely fantastic wrestlers, and I feel like they have the potential to be in some really good programs. The problem is that they didn't fit the World Title Eliminator Tournament program, and that's just me, and you could disagree with me, there's nothing wrong with that, sorry, but I just feel like putting them in that type of situation just wasn't good for anybody, you know, because it's like if you are a Dante Martin fan, or you're a Ricky Starks fan, then you know that they're not. I mean, you want them to win, right? But like, they're not gonna win, man. And he said a decision will be made about Ring of Honor's direction and TV future after next month's final battle. What does that mean? I feel like that means he's like, that to me, that implies that he hasn't really like figured out Ring of Honor as of yet. Because why do you need to figure out Ring of Honor's direction? Shouldn't you like already have that? I don't. Okay, maybe that means that maybe that means that he does have something figured out, and it's going to be more like solidified after final battle. I don't know. So take all of this. I would argue don't take all of it with a grain of salt, but take some of the stuff with a grain of salt. I don't know, to be totally honest with you. Next, we're going to be talking about Matt Cardona and how he drops another big tease for his WWE return. Amid all these rumors, Matt Cardona took to Twitter and uploaded a photo of himself taking a photo with Triple H as he teased his WWE return. That selfie photo was a pretty clear indication that Matt Cardona wants fans to think he's in contact with the man in charge of WWE's creative direction. The fact is that Triple H taking over for Vince McMahon is attractive for a lot of pro wrestlers. This is especially true for those who were released by McMahon after years of being underutilized. Only time will tell what happens next to Cardona, but Cardona recently admitted that he and wife Chelsea Green have unfinished business in WWE. He tweeted that picture. I think it was like today at the time of this recording. He tweeted that picture. He also tweeted another picture of... It's like him. I don't want to do it because I'm genuinely worried about getting demonetized. I'm not trying to be funny. He tweeted a picture flipping the bird, and it was like 1, 2, 3. It was like 5 pictures. It was him. So it was the Edgeheads winning the tag team championships, and then it was him with the United States and his Internet Championship. Then it was him winning the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 32, right? And then it was him winning the tag team championships with Kurt Hawkins again. It was the current day tag team championships at WrestleMania 35, 4, 5. Because 4 was the 4 was St. Louis, right? What? 4 was New Orleans. There it is, New Orleans. Okay, so he's teasing about coming back to the WWE, right? And so far nothing has really been confirmed. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that he's not gonna come back. I would love to see him back in a ring. He's also done that thing where he goes away, gets a little bit more hench, you know what I'm saying, and then he comes back, and then everybody's like, whoa, you got bigger, and then they like throw a title at him, and then he catches it because he's bigger now. So I wouldn't be surprised. Now, he's teasing, and again, nothing's confirmed, but I wouldn't be surprised if Triple H was like, actually, you know what, that does seem like a good idea, to be totally honest with you. And Chelsea Green is also coming as well, so it's not like completely out of the conversation for Chelsea Green to show up, and then Zack Ryder also shows up as well. So it would actually make a lot of sense, to be totally honest with you. I wouldn't actually rule it out, and I feel like a lot of people aren't going to rule it out as well. So really, only time will tell what's going to happen. But okay, gun to my head, is he actually going to re-sign Zack? I would. If I'm Triple H, I'd re-sign him. Shit, I mean, put him in the IC title picture. You know, have him rock around with that. Give him a title just to sort of like, you know, warm him back up, you know, and then give him like the world title at some point. I mean, see, this is the problem with the whole double champion thing, is you can't really give the titles to anybody right now, and I'm sure that they have other plans in place, you know, with Cody Rhodes and blah, blah. You get the, you know what I'm saying? It's just like right now is not the best time for the world title picture. That's why I said, you know, just give him the IC, go on, let him go on a run with that, you know, let him like wet his whistle, you know, satiate him, and then give him the world title at some point down the line when, you know, the time calls for it. Is it really 10:30? Look at that. I'm making good time, boys. Look at me. Keep that in. Finally, we're going to be talking about Tony Khan and how he might strip the AEW women's title off of Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa's return is still a big question mark at the moment, with many arguing that it is time to crown Toni Storm as the official AEW Women's World Champion. That idea is something that maybe AEW President Tony Khan might look to explore. During the AEW Full Gear media call on Thursday afternoon, Khan spoke on the situation and whether it is time to strip Thunder Rosa of the title if she continues to be sidelined. It's something we have considered, Khan said. It's something to consider. I'm still weighing the pros and cons. Thunder Rosa is a great wrestler, and it's unfortunate that she's injured. It kept her out a long time. It's not an easy situation, and I try to take everything on a case-by-case basis, and I'm trying to give Thunder Rosa every opportunity to come back and defend the championship, but eventually you would have to crown a lineal champion. The former mixed martial artist recently revealed that she was making progress and couldn't run for the first time for the first time in months. Thunder Rosa also stated that currently there is no timeline for her return, and it could take several months. Moreover, current interim AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm is all set to defend her title against her former friend Jamie Hayter at AEW's upcoming pay-per-view Full Gear. I don't hate Thunder Rosa. I hate the idea that Thunder Rosa is still the world champion despite the fact that she's not been able to defend it for the last, like, what, 3 months? Now, again, I don't hate Thunder Rosa, okay? I'm not a misogynist. I don't hate women. I just don't like the idea that you've got the world champion not here, not defending, not in any programs or anything, and Toni Storm's over here, you know, doing barrel rolls and all that sort of stuff and dodging and weaving and shucking and jiving and all that, and she's still the interim women's champion. That doesn't make any sense to me, to be totally honest with you. She's literally like she's literally going into full gear, the interim women's champion, and it just doesn't make any sense. And if Jamie Hayter wins, it's gonna be like a hollow victory, because if she wins, great, she's the women's champion, but again, she's the interim women's champion. So all they're doing is just waiting for Thunder Rosa to come back, and they're going to slap the title out of their hand and then be like, here, Thunder Rosa, you can have it back. You know, it's just dumb. And that's why I'm not too happy about the Trios Championship match, because I just feel as though that it's just Tony Khan wanting to put the belt back on his friends. You know what I mean? But I could be wrong. I really hope they don't win. I hope they don't win. But that's a story for another time. And by a story for another time, I mean it's just going to be in my predictions video. Make sure you watch that. It's coming out today at 3. So, at the end of the day, man, he should have done this ages ago, to be fairly honest with you. I've been yelling about this for the last couple weeks, for the last, like, a month and a half, to be fairly honest with you. He should have done this way sooner, but the fact that he's thinking about it, I mean, I guess that's good enough for me, but he really should have been doing this, like, ages ago, man. I don't know, but that's just me. All right, what do we talk about? We talked about Tony Khan and some of the things that he talked about in regards to the media call that he had yesterday at the time of this recording. $1 Million Gate for Saturday's pay-per-view. That's good. That's what you want to hear. Company doing well. He's not saying anything about the whole all-out brawl. I don't know why he's doing that. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. He wanted FTR versus the Briscoes, and he said, believe me, I've tried. So that implies that he was, well, didn't I hear that the Briscoes are, like, troublesome? Like, you know, they say some not okay things or something like that. I don't know. That's just me. What else happened? Matt Cardona could potentially be coming to the WWE again. We don't actually know. We're going to have to wait and see. It doesn't sound absolutely crazy. What's going on here? It doesn't sound absolutely crazy, you know what I'm saying? But listen, anything can happen in the WWE. That's like the famous motto that they like to use, okay? It's a blessing and a curse. And though Tony Khan is talking about stripping Thunder Rosa of the Women's World Championship, listen, he should have done it ages ago. I don't think he's going to do it, if I'm totally honest with you, but I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm totally fine with that, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Folks, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, because I certainly enjoyed making it. Oh, I used the wrong outro, and I'll have to catch you guys in the next one.